from the opening scenes of the first ever Hanukkah Hooper AAU tournament. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Levine Migration Podcast. It's been a little time, about I think 3-4 months, but we're here. Noah, we're back with
Back.
with
We're
our number
back.
one fan, T-shirt creator, hype man,
Ugh.
producer, video man, video woman, commentator,
Everything.
Ava
Literally
McKenzie.
jack of all trades. Jack of all trades.
How you doing, Ava?
Great, man.
Great. So it's been 1 week
Fantastic.
since the first ever.
You're on the
Hooper.
podcast here.
Yeah.
A little more than great.
Noah, shut up.
It's been a little bit more
All right.
than 1 week
That's
since
how we're
the
gonna
Hanukkah
start.
Hooper AAU tournament. I have to say, like, looking back, it's only been 7 days, but that was so much fun, and we're actually planning another tournament currently in the works. Ava, what
Wait,
were your
when?
initial
Next
reactions
week?
from the big Sunday?
It was on Sunday.
Yeah, last Sunday.
What were my reactions to what? You losing or to being there? What?
Everything.
Anything. Honestly, TBH, not surprised you lost. No offense. You guys don't really actually have practices, so it makes sense. The first game was boring as hell.
Okay,
second-
wait. The first game was the exciting game here.
No, it wasn't.
It was a 3-point.
No, okay, no, yeah. Like the score difference, like fine, but like watching the game, I was like,
Well, I'd rather be in that 3-point close game than the 75 to blowout of the
no,
second.
but that one just like the second game was just more fun. Like it was faster, and you guys were like just doing more, and also like because like it was a bigger stadium.
Well, like the whole process to
Stadium.
me was like very interesting. So when we registered for the tournament, we brought 6 guys. We brought our 6 best Hanukkah Hoopers. You could argue. One of them included a famous TikTok star named Ava McKenzie. But when we registered for the Garden State Basketball AAU tournament earlier that week, we paid the entry fee, which was $250 up front. We did that up front. And then the following day, we got an email from the tournament director, and the tournament director was it was a very rude email to be honest with you. It was, guys, please let me know what type of team you are. We cannot have teams that are just gonna screw around against other real basketball teams. So after we saw that email, we were like, fine, we're ready for this, and we're gonna prove some people wrong. So we got put into a division made especially just for us. It was called Boys High School Sunday. It wasn't the boys varsity. It wasn't the boys 10th grade division. It was just boys high school Sunday. So we assumed that it was just other rec teams. So it was the Hanukkah Hoopers, the Free Buckets, and I kind of feel bad for this AAU team, this actual AAU team from Albany, New York, called City Rocks. So City Rocks drove all the way up from Albany to play against the Hanukkah Hoopers in the second game.
As they should.
As they should, right? But we kind of went in there with a chip on our shoulder, and I thought going through the warm-ups against Free Buckets, I saw those massive guys. They were probably like all football players and lacrosse players. I was absolutely terrified. I thought we were gonna get murdered. I really did.
The first team. The
Yeah,
first team.
First team.
Were they that big? I didn't.
They were big. They just weren't good at basketball.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were
okay.
They were
bad.
not that good.
Was like,
And we threw away
Well, we
so
still
many
lost.
golden
It was a close
opportunities
one,
in that first game. We had the game. We were up.
We did.
I think we were
We had
up
a
5 at
6-point lead.
halftime.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, 6-point lead going into halftime, and then I think they went on a 13-0 run or something. And we were able to cut it close with like 5 minutes left. We cut it to like 4 or 5, and Noah, you had a great look at a buzzer beater shot to tie the game, but unfortunately it didn't go through.
Wait, was that the one where he threw it when there was like 19 seconds left?
No, that was the
That
other
was in
game.
the
We
other
didn't
game.
talk about that one. The buzzers in the around the ambiance where it was distracting to say the least. But no, the first game, down 3 with 3 seconds left, inbound at our own end. We call timeout, run up the play, the little hook and ladder.
Yeah.
Josh inbounding the ball, finding Evan. I'm coming in from where Josh is, in the backcourt, finds Evan. The pass somehow gets to Evan. It hangs for forever. I don't know how it managed to get to Evan. I'm running onto it. Evan passes it back to me, and then I get a running look from about 5-10 feet beyond the 3-point line, running left, shooting right, and I see it in there. It looks good, but it went off back rim, and sadly we lost. It was really disappointing. If I made that shot, I would have done a Jalen Suggs, ran over to the fans, jumped up on the bleachers.
That's the 5 fans.
That would have been quite the experience.
The 5 fans were a very special Hooper Nation. When we told you guys about that we were going to register in the Hanukkah Hooper tournament, how serious were you in the beginning, Ava, about making the t-shirts? Like, were you like very serious about that, or did you only do it because I kept talking to you about it?
Was that even an idea when you first signed up? Was that like when we started talking about it?
Yeah, the shirts.
Oh, I know. I know we did the shirts. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Like, I thought like having you guys wearing matching clothes would be hilarious. Like matching homemade shirts. Like what AAU team, any team would wear matching tie-dye shirts? No one except for you guys. I mean, our shirts were also like kind of fly as hell with like
take us through
nation.
Take us through like the process of the tie-dyeing.
The process. So I got the shirts with Julia. We were on the phone with you when you were being zero help. Then a few days later, Julia washed them, brought them to my house, tie-dyed them in the backyard. Ashlyn came over to do that. That was like whatever. It took like 20-30 minutes. I let them sit for like a little longer than I probably should have, but they turned out well, so it was fine. Threw them in the wash, washed them, dried them, and then I just spent 4 hours watching Twilight movies so I could write out all the words. And it was like, what?
I have a question. So what is the inspiration for tie-dye? Because shooting shirts usually aren't tie-dye. So where did that come from?
Well, think about it. With the resources at my disposal, besides tie-dye, what would I have done? White shirts? That would have looked dumb.
What about like?
Well, I'm asking you your inspiration.
There is no inspiration. Just anytime I make shirts, I make them tie-dye. Every time I do shirts. Well, I guess the inspiration was for gymnastics. We have tie-dye shirts every year, and like they're kind of fly and like they're kind of cute.
You look like a day camp. Not gonna lie.
That's what Evan liked. He said that like 15 times. Yeah. He was like, "You guys look like camp counselors."
This is
great.
This is the Hanukkah Hoopers after their second game here. So we have it's actually a live picture taken by Evan Gamillion's mom. So we have.
I don't think you're not showing it.
You gotta move it to the right a bit.
Oh, I gotta move it to the right. Can you see this over here? Oh no!
Yeah,
see this?
Now you're.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's fine.
You see this? The picture?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got Ava. Look at this, the Hooper Nation T-shirts, and then we have these awesome posters. Incredible. Like I think one of the best parts, if anything, even though we were a competitive basketball team in the first game, not so competitive in the second game. I still argue we were a competitive basketball team in the second game. We provided entertainment for everybody who watched. The second game.
We provided entertainment.
No.
Yes.
We
provided entertainment. We were the entertaining part. We are what made you entertaining.
The bottom line is people want to see the Hanukkah Hoopers play. You
know how much everyone else was laughing when we had all the signs and stuff? Like, that was hilarious. We livened up that event by like tenfold.
First game,
we were the ones providing the entertainment here.
Yeah, we were the people working hard on the court.
Doesn't matter.
The second game's atmosphere was truly incredible. We had
because of us.
No, in the gym.
The other team wasn't playing defense. They'd keep 2 guys to go dunk for their highlight reels for their college coach. They're like they told me, I stayed back one time. They're pushing me up the court. They're like, "Yo, stay up there so we can dunk." And I'm like, this is not basketball.
Even though
are they like are they like actual basketball players in the other team?
City
those are sophomores.
Albany?
Yeah, we're seeing. Yeah.
No, I know, but they're sophomores. But like, do they
We
play
got
basketball for like their school or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
But they just made their own like little like group to.
Well, no, they didn't. It's probably it's a real AAU team,
City
like a
Rocks
club.
and City Rocks, this AAU team, like they had a team at like this big Nike AAU tournament a few weeks ago. It wasn't this team, of course, but like
Then why didn't they put? Why wasn't that team in the other division?
it's a
That's
great
a good
question.
question.
They wanted to play the Hanukkah Hoopers. That's what it came down to. But the
I wish
atmosphere of the second game was incredible. And I don't think we had the same energy in that gym wasn't in the first game because every time that we would score, everybody in that gym was rooting for us. Like I went back to the videos the other day and like how loud the venue is, how loud the venue was is pretty cool. Just kind of
Well,
like
because
looking
the
back.
first game, the first game it was just us cheering. The second game, the other team was like, "Yeah, Hanukkah Hoopers."
It was truly fantastic. Would you
Yeah,
come
so.
and watch us again? And pay
Yeah, we actually
$5
had
at the door?
fun. We actually genuinely had so much fun. It was so funny.
It was
TJ was so shy at first. TJ was like, "Oh my god, like we look like idiots. Like we're all wearing the same shirt." And but then he was having such a good time. It was so funny. And next time the fan base will grow. We'll bring Zach next time,
Mhm.
and that's actually
Always
probably
growing.
it. What?
Always growing. The fan base is always growing.
Fan base
Super
is always
nice.
growing. We'll bring Zach. Maybe we'll bring Gianna.
We did have a
Um,
big scare after the first game. We thought we might have to play a
Oh,
4v4
yeah.
on a half a court, which would not have been fun against those players that could almost dunk and were very athletic. But it turned out there was an icicle
Yeah.
and it was dripping on the court, and there
We
was a
How
got
bit
was
of
to
a
go
there?
to a different gym
for the second
How
game.
was how is there an icicle?
from the rain.
It was from like the rain and the AC dripping on the court. Yeah, it was not good, but um, we ended up. I think the delay kind of hurt us. We were already warm, ready to go from the last game, and then we settled down a little, and I think we would have had a better shot if we played that game right after. They weren't warm yet. We were coming off a tight 3-point game, so
We had a
Tight.
4-point lead in the first half, though. That's the thing about the City Rocks team. The City Rocks team, I believe, they were very good individual basketball players. They were tremendous athletes. But as a team, I felt that their offense had a lot to be desired. They were very much ISO. They were playing very ISO heavy sets in the half court, and I wasn't totally shocked that free buckets, the first team that we played, the first team that we lost to by 3 points, ended up beating this City Rocks team by
Did it beat City Rocks?
by 9. They
yeah,
beat
I
them by
don't know.
9.
I am totally shocked. That's ridiculous. I don't know how that happened.
City Rocks didn't move the ball as a team. That they played so ISO heavy.
The
Like,
first team wasn't that good though. I don't get how they won. They didn't really look
Exactly.
like basketball players.
but they were big. They were bigger than City Rocks, and also I felt that they moved the ball more.
Mm.
I don't know.
Mm.
But I look forward to participating in one of these AAU tournaments again. It was definitely.
Are you gonna have the same people, or are you gonna change the team up at all?
I think we
There
might
will be
have
some
new
additions.
faces. Yeah, there will be some changes.
Okay.
That means
Who are you
that means more shirts.
Who are you switching out, or do we not get to know that?
We gotta
We'll
keep
keep that behind
confidential.
closed doors. Yeah,
Yeah,
for now.
it's all about the gamesmanship at this point. Would
Oh
you
my
buy a
God.
Hanukkah Hooper shirt for $15?
Me?
Yeah, like if we were selling
No,
merch,
because
would you buy one?
I produce the shirts. I'm not gonna
Say you
buy
weren't a
one.
producer. Say you were a customer.
Would I pay $15 for a shirt?
Yes.
I mean, granted, I just paid $15 for a volleyball, so probably. I just kind of throw my money wherever, so I probably would get one.
I just paid $15 for a volleyball. It's awesome.
Please tell me you're gonna start making shirts. Like actually make. We should get them from like Custom Ink.
Custom ink though, custom ink shirts are pretty pricey, so we would have to like really mark up the shirts if we were to do that. I think the tie-dye
Yeah, they
shirts
are
would just
really
be
expensive.
a better, more efficient use of our time. Ava, you become a full-time producer,
Full-time shirt maker.
full-time shirt maker.
Honestly, all the shirts were pretty. They all looked pretty similar though. Like my handwriting like stayed the same. I was kind of like, ooh.
I'm going to link the hype video in the description of the video. But what were your guys' thoughts of the hype video that I created in the week leading up to the tournament?
I thought it was a good video. It showcased some of our talents. I think it could have used some different MJ lines, but I thought it was appropriate for the email we received. We did
Yeah.
take it personally, and we proved we can compete.
I
We didn't win, but we can compete. So I thought the hype video led
it,
led up to it well.
and one of the funniest things, and for the viewers who will watch the hype video in the comments below, one of the funniest things about that email that we received, and you see the email in the hype video, was that there were teams in the varsity division who like lost. It was like 88-40. That was like the final score of the game.
We could have done that
We could have done that. We could have been a part of the varsity division to get beat
and
that
lost.
bad.
And lost 40-85.
Yeah, so the fact, seriously, the fact that we received an email like that just because our name is the Hannukah Hoopers, I don't know.
Anti-Semitic, maybe a little bit.
But yeah, we could definitely lose 80-44. If that's what it takes to be part of the varsity division, we could definitely.
No, I'd rather that first game was such a good game.
That first game
I'd
was
rather
a great game.
that competitive atmosphere.
I think you guys don't like practice. You need to practice more. Your whole practice is going to Kramer and like playing 3v3 with some 8th graders.
The best teacher of the game is the game.
I agree. You want to know a funny story about the 8th graders? My mom was telling me that she was talking with another parent a few weeks ago, and this parent has a kid in the who's going into the freshman year, which was the same grade as those 8th graders that we played. Apparently, those 8th graders went home that night after they beat us at Kramer, and they bragged to their parents about how they beat a bunch of seniors.
I was
want
not
a
there
rematch.
that game. I wouldn't have let it happen. Don't worry, Hooper Nation.
Yeah, you were still in Texas, I think.
Yeah, Evan and I wouldn't have let that happen. But
I want a rematch. I definitely want a rematch.
How are you gonna contact them?
Just gotta show up to Kramer every day. Track, stake them out.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway,
they're gonna think you're stalking them.
Transitioning here, Noah, we haven't talked. We haven't had an episode since you went to Texas. You wanna talk to us about your experience there?
Talk to us about Ryan Yang.
No. Well, we went to Texas, my team, soccer for MLS Next Cup. We went on a pretty good run. Won 4 games in a 32 team knockout tournament. So we made the finals against Orlando City SC in the finals, lost on pens after tying 0-0. Disappointing way to go out, but a great experience for sure.
It truly was a magical run. Like Ava and I, we got to watch it as well as all of our other friends at home, and the streams that would go on when Noah's team continued to advance. They played against like FC Dallas, Seattle Sounders, and they beat both of those teams. And we would get to watch the stream with like full commentators, name dropping Evan, name dropping Noah. It was just as a fan of the game, and then also like as one of your closest friends, it was just like incredible to see like you go on that type of run. And I'll never forget, before you left, you told me that you guys were packing for the final, and you guys got there. And personally, I was over the moon about it. I remember like getting out of work one day at Sobel's, receiving a text message from Ava, "Holy shit, they won!" And so that was just it was super cool. So yeah.
Yeah, didn't you guys think that you were gonna like lose every match? What?
Well, no, we were down in a bunch of matches, but we believed.
No, but I'm saying like before the tournament even started, didn't you guys have like no expectations of like getting to the final?
Nah, I was like, I'm coming home July 4th.
No, I swear to God, someone told me, they were like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna win because all these teams have like, one of you was like, they have like unlimited funding, they have like this, that, the other, whatever. Maybe it was Matt. I think Matt might have.
It wasn't us. We believed.
Well, Well, what they did was incredible, given how PDA is an independent academy. So the team that Noah plays for, that's an independent academy. They're not part of Major League Soccer. They're not a Major League Soccer team. And so these MLS teams essentially have like unlimited funding, unlimited unlimited recruitment. And so they're able to like essentially like find the best kids in their region, partly also because if you play for an MLS team, you don't have to pay anything. Like at PDA, you still have to pay to play there. And so, like right there, PDA is at a major disadvantage when it comes to like recruitment. And Noah's team, like I remember Noah telling me
Well,
last August that this, if there was a chance to advance far in the national playoffs, this was going to be their best chance at it. And you were right, and it was cool. It was really cool.
yeah, it was a great experience, and I appreciate all the support from just many people that even some people I like didn't usually talk to, or people reaching out. So I definitely
Oh,
appreciate the
we're a
support.
bunch
And
of we're a bunch of people from our school like watching it and stuff.
I think I don't really know. I think a couple people, but it was a great experience. And then the final being played in Toyota Stadium, FC Dallas Stadium in Texas, was something I'll never forget. It was a great experience playing on there. It was like playing on the carpet. It was so nice.
Yeah.
And it was just an awesome experience. Tough to go out the way we did, but it's happened sometimes. But yeah, it was a great experience.
And like as you're as you're going through currently like the recruiting process right now, like is it like more nervous for you or is it like more just exciting?
Um, there's obviously an element of stress, I guess, to where you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life, as with any
Yeah,
college kid. But it's exciting for sure.
that's cool.
Um, yeah, going on visits and stuff. It's definitely exciting times.
And hopefully when you do make your commitment official, we could have a little bit of a like a hat. I don't know,
Mm,
a selection show on the podcast where we have like a bunch of your top choices laid out with the hats, and
yeah,
you
I don't
know
know if
you
we can
go to
do that. We'll see. We'll see if that can work out. But
then you
yeah,
put on the hat. But yeah, super cool.
You're like committed to Stanford already, right?
yeah, no, not committed to Stanford. That's for sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
But
thought you told me like
no,
yesterday that you were.
mm,
Ava, are you leaking rumors here?
They're
there's
not
no
rumors.
definitely not Stanford. That's for sure.
They're
But
not rumors.
Stanford, if if anyone at Stanford's tuning in right now,
If they-
uh, yeah.
But yeah, Noah, do you want to talk about the yesterday we had a bit of a disagreement over vaccines with
No, 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 no.
NFL?
Well, okay, let's preface this by saying, okay, I have two things to say. First of all, one, get the vaccine if you haven't got the vaccine. The vaccine is safe. It's recommended by health professionals. There's there's no reason at this point why you shouldn't be getting the vaccine. And
Yeah.
people who aren't getting the vaccine for claims of health reasons and other, they're just not educating themselves.
Wait, but like,
Yes,
what about the
okay.
trackers that they put in you when they vaccinate you?
Okay, none of that, people. Number two, Matt has put this out there as the standing point of his argument is players on NFL teams who do not get vaccinated do not care about winning. And I don't find that true. Okay? Everything said, I still think they care about winning just as much as the next person.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, they definitely care about winning. They just don't care about their teammates' safety.
But
well,
here's the
in
deal,
not I
though.
think in their eyes, their twisted eyes, they do, but they care, but they don't understand the science behind everything.
Well, yeah, because if you believe in something completely different, obviously they could still believe in like, oh, like wanting to win, wanting them to be safe. But in their eyes, it's like, oh, if they get vaccinated, it's gonna mutate, and then they're gonna make everyone sick, and then everyone's gonna die because the government's trying to kill them with the vaccine.
Well, like here's the bottom line, Noah. If I think the Bills have a Super Bowl ceiling this season, but if the Bills don't reach the 90% vaccination threshold, I don't think they have a shot at winning the Super Bowl. I just don't
Are
think
they
it's a team.
not?
That's not a question here. You said the players talking about
Yeah.
an individual player. I agree that I think they like teams that aren't as teams with higher vaccination rates have it easier in terms of they'll have less people out for COVID safety protocols. It's definitely easier for them to make a run. But we are talking about the individual player here. You said players who don't get vaccinated don't care about their teams winning.
Well, like
And
you have to question if Cole Beasley really is a team player here. Is he a team player, or does he
Yeah,
just care about
well,
his freedom?
he has a deeper belief in whatever his crazy theories are about the vaccine, and that he thinks that has nothing to do with his team winning per se,
Well, like
or
anybody,
his
any
team wanting
player,
his team to win.
any player that wants to say and come out and say, my main goal, my number one goal, is to win a Super Bowl this season. And if a player says I want to win a Super Bowl this season and doesn't get vaccinated, they don't actually want to win a Super Bowl.
That's
this season.
no.
Matt, that's like if you believe in the science and if I was on an NFL team and I believed in the science and I was like, I'm not getting vaccinated, then yeah, I don't care as much. But if I genuinely do not believe the science and I think the science is wrong and backwards and that my belief is right, then I still want to win. I just don't think that getting vaccinated will be the good way to go because I think that being unvaccinated is safer. Therefore, making it safer for the team, making them have a better chance at winning. It's because their thinking is just completely divergent from yours.
That's well said. Very well said.
Here's the NFL has given players every opportunity. They provided every incentive under the sun for players to get vaccinated.
Obviously, but the way America is, these thought processes are deep. They go back. It's years and years of propaganda being shoved down their throats by their family members, by the internet. I'm not gonna pity them, and I'm not gonna coddle them and act like, oh, they don't know better. But they're ignorant and they choose to remain ignorant, so they genuinely don't know better because they don't let themselves learn because they're so stuck in their ways.
Well, NFL teams will probably have to make a choice this season to cut some unvaccinated players on the roster bubble because there's just too much at stake here.
I mean, probably, but that doesn't back up your original statement.
Thank you.
Players.
We're talking about that. Yeah, if you want to say teams that have this, that's a different story.
Like Tom Brady.
We're talking about the individual player, huh?
Tom Brady wants to win a Super Bowl.
Oh my God, Tom Brady's crazy.
Bruce Arians, the Bucks want to win another Super Bowl. The Chiefs, Andy Reid. There's a reason why the Chiefs are over the 90% vaccination threshold, because every player on that roster is challenging one another to get the vaccine because they want to win. They want to win.
I don't think what does that have to do with winning though? The players who don't want to get the vaccine just aren't going to get the vaccine either way because they don't believe in it. But
they're hurting their team. They're hurting their team, Noah.
But they don't think they're hurting their team.
Yeah, they believe in winning as much as the next guy.
They think they're saving their team.
No,
they're saving themselves.
They're saving themselves, which means that they're giving themselves a better shot to win.
Obviously I don't agree with them, but that's the way their thinking is.
But they are a phone call away from the team physician, even their own physician. They're a call away from some of the best health professionals in the world.
Do you not see the United States? People don't believe in the health officials. They think that they're brainwashed by the left and being used as some control experiment. They think that medicine and all that stuff is literally being used to control them. They don't believe in it. They think it's that's taken over by the left. The media's taken over by the left. All this is taken over by the left, so it can't be trusted. So they're not going to believe a health expert.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the resources are for them.
DeAndre Hopkins. Come on now.
Yeah. Come on now. What?
Who is that?
You can't say that he wants to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
and
can.
not get vaccinated.
Oh my God, Matt, you're not listening to us. You're not listening to us.
Exactly.
You're not listening to what we're
See,
saying
this is
at
why
all.
he texted me like six times with like a bunch of articles and stuff yesterday, and I just didn't respond. He's like, bro, what happened? Like, what,
They
like,
don't
where,
want
where,
to win.
like, no, I'm just done talking to you. You're like a wall. Like, I'm just literally talking
Yeah,
to him.
Matt,
I
we can
get
get
it.
into this. We can get into this. You don't listen to what other people have to say. Monopoly, you do not listen to what other people have to say. You never listen. This is what you always do. You run into a wall when you talk to you, and you're not letting it into your mind. I understand what you're saying. Your train of thought is thinking that if they don't want to get vaccinated, they don't care about their team because of the science. But they don't believe in the science. If you don't think something is true, then not believing in it isn't gonna like ruin your chances because they think it's wrong.
Well, they
But they don't want to win.
they're consuming. I get what you're saying. They're consuming the wrong information, the wrong education.
Yeah.
But they will die on that hill, and they won't fall on their pride or their.
Okay, let's go
to
back to
learn
your
more
statement.
about-
Let's go back to your little phrases.
You're
die on that
changing
hill.
the story. This is
Yeah,
your
listen,
original
I'm talking-
statement is wrong.
Yeah, you can pull it up.
I
How many
believe.
times-
No, I believe that any player that says they want to win a Super Bowl, and then not get vaccinated, I don't think they want to win.
You
That's my
are
personal
so hard to talk to.
No,
You
that's just my
said
personal.
this
You're not
going
going to
to
change my opinion. You're not going to change my
What do you?
opinion.
How
It's just my
not?
thought.
We're giving you the reasons though.
We're
They're,
giving
like,
you
right in
all
front of
the
your-
reasons. You're not giving any reasons besides changing what you're saying. Like, yes, you're right. I think the management should not have unvaccinated players because it'll ruin their chances. I think they should be getting vaccinated. I
Yeah.
believe all of that. I don't even care about football. I don't know anything about football. But saying that someone doesn't want to win because they don't get vaccinated is just not true because they do. If you ask them, they want to win. That's their dream. Any football player in the NFL's dream is to win the Super Bowl. But guess what? If they don't believe in science and don't listen to the actual information being presented by scientists and doctors and all those people, they still want to win even if they don't get vaccinated because they don't believe in it. That's like you saying, like, if you don't believe in Santa, you're not gonna get any gifts for any of the holidays. But then someone not believing in Santa, they still like. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The correlation like
giving
isn't
themselves-
there.
they're not
The
giving
correlation
themselves-
isn't there.
The best chance to win. It's
Yes.
almost like
Good argument. Yes.
not
Yeah.
putting in the work and expecting outcomes.
But
Favorable
they don't-
outcomes.
They're not gonna put in that work because they don't believe in it. They think it's wrong. They think it's backwards.
Yeah, and which means in turn they're not giving themselves
That's like
the
no.
best chance
That's
to win.
like that's like me being like Matt. Like that.
No, this is an interesting conversation. Personally, this is my personal opinion, and maybe it's
I'm sure we could get so many people and no one would agree with you.
It's not your personal opinion though. It's been taken from other. You saw it like from what's his name? Who was it? Was it Michael Irvin? Was that who said it? Who was the one who said it?
Michael Irvin. Yeah,
Who's the one who said
I
it?
agree with Michael Irvin.
No, you know what? You know who he probably got this opinion from, Noah? Coach Al.
Coach Al. Coach Al.
Well,
Matt
for the record,
listens blindly to
Al
Coach
Coach Al
Al.
doesn't have. Never mind. I'm not.
Coach Al could jump off a bridge and that would be like, yes.
Matt would follow. He's
Yeah,
up
Matt would.
next.
But there's a reason. I'm gonna come back to. There's a reason why the Chiefs, for example, the Chiefs wouldn't be able to win the Super Bowl if they were below the vaccine. If they only had
Sure.
60% of their
Sure.
players vaccinated.
Yes. I agree, but that doesn't have anything to do with your statement.
We're talking about the individual here. Give us an individual give us some analysis on the individual versus the team. What's going through the individual's mind that makes them want to win less than the
Like
person?
Matt, like in our friend group, think of it in a smaller scale. In our friend group, so we all believe in the science, right? But if I said no, I'm not going to get vaccinated, I just don't want to, that would give us like a bad chance of being able to hang out or anything because I'm choosing to not do it even though I believe in the science. But say you had X person and they didn't believe in the science at all.
Mhm.
They were taught their entire life, this is wrong. this is wrong. This is the left trying to do this. It's the vaccine's going to make you sick. The vaccine's going to make you this, that, and the other thing. You can have medical conditions, and they don't want to get vaccinated. It's not because they don't want to hang out with us and be our friend. It's because they don't believe in the science, and they're not going to do something that they think is going to harm them, because that would reduce their chances of being healthy.
Yeah, does that make them want to hang out less with us than anyone
No.
else next? No, it doesn't make them. Yeah.
Okay, but think about a
People
locker room- think
want to
about-
hang out with us. We're cool.
Think about a locker room after there's a COVID outbreak. Think about a locker room that after a COVID outbreak and a team isn't able to reschedule that game, they have to forfeit not only the game but also their game check. Wait until something like that happens and see the rippling effects across the locker room.
Oh,
That
okay.
player is going to be considered not a team player. Whoever started the outbreak.
Matt,
Especially
that's by everyone else. To themselves, yes, obviously the rest of the team who's like, shoot, we're like, they got COVID, now we're screwed. But to them, if they didn't believe in it, like, why would they individually think that, like, that's a bad, like, obviously, yeah, once you get COVID and you screwed over for everyone, yeah, fine. But that doesn't diminish the fact that they still wanted to win.
Yeah. Players, Matt, the statement is players who do not get the vaccine do not care about winning. That's what you wrote.
Yeah.
And you're saying you still believe that. You're circling around that statement with everything else.
You're not doing everything in your power for your team and for yourself to win.
Yeah, that's what they think they are, though. You're looking at it from the outside. We're talking about the players themselves.
No,
they do not care.
You can't. I'm saying players who don't get the vaccine are not prepared or are not doing everything in their power or for their team to win, and that's in a team game like football.
That's different.
That's different.
That's different than saying they don't want to win.
Yeah, they're not doing the necessary tool. They're not participating.
They're not taking the necessary precautions they need to win, but it doesn't diminish the fact they want to win. Do you know what I mean? Like, Matt, if I wanted to go,
they want to win. Sure, they want to win.
If I wanted to go camping, and I should pack all this stuff, but I don't, it doesn't mean I want to go camping any less. I'm just not prepared.
Okay, fine. So sure, they want to win,
and they care about winning.
Thank you.
And they care about winning.
They care about winning just as much as the guy next to them, but they're not doing enough to prepare.
They're just not prepared. You're right.
No, I can't, because if you care about winning and you're only exposing yourself to the wrong information or not even the wrong information to them, just one opinion. For example, we talk about having dialogue and exposing yourself to so many different opinions. We've talked about that a lot in the past and how important that is. And so, for example, Cole Beasley, he thinks his opinion and all the information that he's taken in is the correct one. He's taken in one. And that's just an echo chamber of information. He needs to open himself up to a variety of other beliefs, even if he disagrees with them. But
what does that have to do with anything?
Given the other side a chance. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't given the other evidence
and
the other opinions.
That's not what you're saying. That wasn't what you were originally saying. You're changing your argument now.
A player who's not going to get vaccinated, fine. You're not going to get vaccinated. But if you're only going to expose yourself to one side of it, one side of the argument, that's incorrect. You have to expose yourself to all sides of the argument.
Yes, we all know that. We all know you need to hear everyone's thoughts. Doesn't
exactly, which is why you question why DeAndre Hopkins and Cole Beasley don't pick up the phone and just have a conversation just to hear what the other side has to say. How can you say they truly care about winning when they're not just even giving the other side a chance to hear what they say?
But in their eyes, they can care about
in their eyes, but they're only looking
at one side. They care more than anything. DeAndre Hopkins is going out training every day and thinking he's doing all the preparations he would do in a normal season and all this, and he's like, I care about winning. I'll put my body on the line for the team. I do all of this. But in his eyes, and he thinks you don't like me saying in his eyes one more time? Like, what? That's what we're talking about. The player, he thinks he cares about winning.
But
he cares
he's
more
not
than
a
anything.
dummy. He knows the memos that the NFL are sending out. He knows the fines that are on the line. He knows the consequences of not getting vaccinated. For example, in the facility, constant masks, daily testing, no family on the road, very little contact with other players.
And all
He
that,
knows that all of that is going to restrict the
yeah,
Cardinals
and
from
all
being the
that, and
best football team
he
possible.
still believes the vaccine is not for him, and all that, he still believes the vaccine is not for him. What can you do? You've given him every single chance, but you know what?
Playing a team game. He's playing a team game, and he doesn't care enough about the team.
But you're looking through your eyes. If you didn't get vaccinated, you personally wouldn't care enough. Him choosing not to get vaccinated, and he doesn't get to see his family, has to do all this stuff. It could be in his eyes, him showing how much he really cares about this team and about winning. Because even though he doesn't want to get vaccinated, he still does all this stuff. He doesn't see his family. He wears masks.
He's
He has
making
daily
sacrifices. Lots of sacrifices. What? No, Matt, you thought you were onto something there, bro.
You can't
were
don't smile like we're idiots.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Facilities,
Get out of here.
That's a massive part of it, though. Like the camaraderie of the team, unvaccinated players will just be disconnected from the camaraderie and the culture. And the culture is very important. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens off the field that is more important, that will impact the team greater. And all of that,
yes, that impacts
goes into winning. And
that,
if
yes,
you're
that
not,
impact. But he cares so much he's gonna sacrifice a
that.
lot of those things and
Mhm.
still be a part of the team.
Yeah, so he cares. This is what he cares more about. He cares more about his pride and his ego. And
No,
his
it's not a
belief in-
pride and ego thing. This is what we were talking about. This was annoying me a lot. You're saying it's pride and ego as to why he's not getting the vaccine.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, come on.
We've say that he was wrong.
We've talked about that. We literally, Ava was talking about it. It is not pride and ego. It's their twisted beliefs.
It's just not they're just not educated. They're ignorant. That's the thing.
But even if they do become
How is it an
educated,
pride
they're
and
not
ego
gonna-
thing?
even
Matt,
if they
you
do become
can't
educated,
you
they're not
cannot
gonna admit it.
slap the enlightenment into someone. That's not how that works. You can't flip a switch and have them automatically know what's right, what's wrong, in whatever the eyes of medicine, the eyes of science. Like, in his brain, his entire worldview, he is right. He has been fed that this is bad for him. He should not get this vaccine. He wants to win. He wants to win more than anything. But guess what? If he gets this vaccine, he's screwed. The government's on him. This is.
If he wanted to win, he would educate himself from different points of view. That's what
He thinks he's educated.
That's what he
Get
did.
it through
Educated.
your skull.
That's what he
He
thinks.
thinks he is.
Educated. He thinks he educated himself from all different points of view, and he made his decision. And he's like, you know what? This is what's best for me. This is what's best for my chance of being the best player I can for winning.
You must question how much you.
Matthew, shut up.
How is that questioning winning though? You're questioning everything else.
We have looked at many different sides of the argument, and we've settled on our point of listening to science. Maybe he's looked at all different kinds, and guess what? Settled on choosing going against science. I don't agree with that, and I think it's wrong, and I think it's twisted, and I think that he needs to be taught more, but he's probably heard all types of things. There's no chance he hasn't heard about the low risks of the vaccine. He hasn't heard about the benefits of the vaccine. He's definitely heard all of that, these people. But he has chosen, and he sets his beliefs and thoughts on an argument that is showing him to not get vaccinated. That does not lessen the fact that he wants to win. I don't agree with it, but he still wants to win.
Yeah, and in his eyes, the NFL, he got annoyed with, he's been annoyed with the NFL. Obviously, he had that tweet, he took it down. But in his eyes, the NFL is restricting him from his want to win, because he knows how important those things are. But he still wants to win so much. But in his eyes, the NFL, by trying to get them to do the vaccine, all these like protocols, and in his eyes, that's keeping him from his desire to win, and he still has that desire.
Sure, but the NFL, and you could argue businesses across the world who are also going to be mandating vaccines, along with colleges and universities. The NFL first is a business that needs to make money. And,
we're not saying the NFL is doing anything wrong.
And needs their brand of football to be best. And the teams that are vaccinated will have the best chance at having the best brand of football because
Matt, you're talking in circles. You're not. You're. The argument is here, and you're talking over here.
I think there are many different things that kind of
Speaking of,
come into
you're wrong. I need to go because I have something to do today.
Well, thank
You
you,
guys have
Ava,
fun.
for joining
Keep
us.
arguing. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for
for
joining us
coming.
on the pod.
Yep.
Um,
Bye.
We're
No,
not. What?
listen. I guess we'll just agree to disagree here, but like as someone who is a fan,
No, you're wrong. It's not an opinion. You were just wrong. That's my belief.
and so
That's there's.
and
I
you
don't
were the
think
one
there's
you were the
any.
one
There's,
calling me close-minded, and you're just calling me wrong.
okay,
straight
okay.
up.
We just literally explained for like 25 minutes about why, and you're just not hearing it. Like
No,
you're
I
not.
hear it. I hear it.
No,
I just you have to question. You must question.
I don't think there's any correlation. But let's move on. What else we got?
There's nothing else we have.
So you want to keep going back and forth like this?
I just you're a competitor who wants to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And you train every day. You're right. You train every day. You're disciplined in your eating, your sleep, whatever it may be. You're an extremely disciplined player. And you're doing everything sans the vaccine to get ready for winning. The vaccine is just one last box that needs to be checked, and you're good to go.
But you know what? They made their choice that is not for them.
And it
Like
will,
regardless of all the science stuff, but they care about winning just as much as the player next to them.
well, we will truly see when
Well, no, it's not a we will, no, it's not. This is not a we will truly see thing because we know that yes, I do think teams with higher vaccination rates will do better, but that's not of question here, and we've gone in a circle around it, and that's not what the question is here.
So what how is
The
that?
question is the individual.
How is there not a correlation? Like the Chiefs, I was reading the.
No, we're talking about the correlation between caring about winning. We're talking like how much does a player want to win?
Yeah, and I was reading the correlation. Just give me. You could keep talking. I'll pull it up.
No, the correlation is between higher vaccination rates and teams winning. There is there. I bet there will be a correlation there, but it's not about the players caring. Players can still care.
Let me read the quote.
No, but
we're one of the teams where players have really challenged themselves to get things done and take care of business. I think it's guys talking to each other. I think it's trusting your medical staff, which ends up being important. The key is we're one of the teams where players have really challenged themselves to get things done and take care of business. To get things done and take care of business. Substitute win into that.
Yeah. That doesn't change anything. You think you just did something. There's nothing you just did there. Nothing. Because we're talking about the player, the individual player, and their belief isn't changing anything about obviously winning is easier when you have a higher vaccination rate. I feel it's going to be easier because of the less chances of people being held out, less chances of someone getting COVID, less like protocols around the facility, better team camaraderie. But that doesn't change the one player who doesn't want to get vaccinated from the one player who is vaccinated, their chance to win. It is a political, it's a scientific, medical issue, and it's a choice that does not reflect anything about their care to win because they can care just as much, and they can still decide that the vaccine is not for them.
Like, I understand that the NFL is restricting their choice and is pretty much cornering them into getting the vaccine. I do get that. And I do see why some people will complain, but it's just you can't tell me that's not only in the NFL. It's all across corporate America and colleges and universities. Like the NFL is just taking the bullet for other businesses that are mandating the vaccine.
Well, that's not of question here. Again,
if you're an undrafted free agent and you want to have a shot at making the roster, making some money, you are getting the vaccine. Because if you're not, teams will not have you on their roster, especially not a guy who's the 52nd or 53rd player on the roster.
But you know what? That doesn't change their care to win. And can we put like a poll up in like the comments or something? Is there a way we can do that? And like, we put a poll.
Yeah.
Who is right here? Team Noah and Ava or Team Matt? Can we do that?
So you don't
Let the
question
people decide.
a guy's will to win at all. Like you don't question how serious Cole Beasley is about winning a Super Bowl at all. He's willing to
I
get
don't, because I think he's crazy. But you know what?
he's willing to get cut instead of playing for the Bills. He's willing to
No,
get cut
he'd rather
or
he'd
retire.
rather not get he'd rather not take the risk in his eyes of getting the vaccine, and that is his health is above all. Obviously, it's like silly, but his health is above anything, and I would argue my health is above
winning.
Yeah, is your health not above winning? Is the players' vaccination? Is the players
my
are the
health is
players
above winning?
Yeah? So the players who are vaccinated, their health is above winning as well, but they're doing it in the eyes of vaccination. That's not.
But there are some who have tweeted in the past couple of days how they're not thrilled that they had to get the vaccine, but it's for ease. It's the easiest route to be a part of the team this season. That's what Adrian Amos said Adrian Amos is a safety on the Packers. That's what he tweeted out the other day. Same with Chase Edmonds on the Cardinals. They all tweeted that they did get the vaccine. Marlon Humphrey also. I think Marlon Humphrey did want to get the vaccine from the start though. But some guys have tweeted they got the vaccine because it would be best for their family, best for the team.
Well, that's the difference. Best for the family, best for the family, best for the There are other factors.
Yeah, family, team, and then also winning. I agree
but
that
there are guys that just but there are guys that won't do that because it is best. But in their eyes, it's best for their family. It's best for their team. It's best for themselves. It's best for their future health. It's best for the chip that goes into them. They don't want that.
Sure. Maybe I probably shouldn't have come out and say players don't care about winning straight up, but I think that if a player's not getting the vaccine, you have to seriously question how badly they want to win, especially depending on the team that they are on. Like even fantasy football, this is silly, but even for fantasy football, for example, I'm planning to have Justin Jefferson as my keeper. If I find out that Justin Jefferson doesn't have the vaccine, I'm gonna have to think long and hard about keeping him on my team.
Yeah, I agree.
Because,
but there's just not. I guess I could see. No, you know what? No, I see the fact that some play it would obviously help the team if you get the vaccine, but some people just don't see that. But their care for winning doesn't change. They're just so closed-minded about getting the vaccine that they just can't bring themselves to do it. But they still want to win just as much as the guy next to them, and that's the end of it. We can't keep doing this. There has to be something else.
We disagree. I see what you're saying.
Put the poll in the comments. Put the poll in the.
I see what you're saying, but I don't have an issue with. Do you have an issue with what the NFL has done?
No,
I don't have an issue with it.
No one said that. That was not a question here.
I was just asking out of curiosity.
DeAndre Hopkins has an issue.
Yeah.
Other players have issues, and it makes it harder for their teams to win, and they feel like they're being ostracized because of their beliefs of the vaccine. But no one said it's wrong or I don't think they have to do that. It makes like you said, the fan experience, players experience, everything better and smooth if everyone gets the vaccine. But that's just not life. That would be the ideal thing for America too, outside of football, if everyone just got the vaccine. But you know what? It's just not that black and white. So.
True, but why was the NBA? Why did they? Why were the NBA players pretty quick to get the vaccine? Was it with
That's a totally different.
They were willing to get it right away, essentially.
That's different sport, different league, different culture. There's a lot of reasons to point to why.
I would still say though, I bet if you weren't getting the vaccine, you're probably not winning.
That's different. That's different. You're circling again like a bird, like a hawk on a
Like a
golf
hawk.
course, like just going around and around. That's what you're doing
Wait,
right now.
what?
You just said I bet they're not winning. Not they do not care
Okay,
about
sure,
winning.
fine. Okay, just as an exercise though, who do you
An
think
exercise.
will be the top 5 teams with the highest vaccination rates by
The,
week 1?
bro, I don't know. I have no clue.
I think the Chiefs,
Probably you say you say the Chiefs.
the Bucks. I think the 49ers.
How about the Detroit Lions, Matt?
No. Well, that's another interesting conversation. You think of like Jacksonville Jaguars. They're gonna suck this year.
Yeah.
If I was a Jacksonville Jaguar, and like, you know,
Well, hey, what about Trevor?
Trevor, no way Urban Meyer's getting. No, Urban Meyer had to get the vaccine actually,
Yeah.
which is are required. I really hope the Dallas Cowboys. Well, I hope that they get their vaccine threshold up. Actually, I don't wish that against anybody. But as far as I think the Eagles will be up there. Actually, I think the Eagles will have one of the highest vaccination rates in the league. And what do you think about the Seahawks? You think the Seahawks will have a high vaccination rate?
But I don't know. It's a toss up. I don't know. I guess I don't know if like I don't
I'm
know what'll
thinking.
happen. It'll be interesting. We can look back at the end of the season, the correlation between like where teams fall between vaccination rates
Yeah.
and winning. We
Like
will
I
see
think
at
the
the end of the
Eagles will
season.
not be a good football team this year, but I hope that their vaccination rate is high, and then B, if they did have Super Bowl potential, and they weren't in like the 90% vaccine threshold, as a fan, I would be I would be beside myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
really would.
Well, it'll be. I think we can just leave that for the end of the season and come back to that.
Definitely.
See where teams fall, or we can go at like midway point in the season, do a checkup. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And football is such a different sport with like from a lot of sports because
Mhm.
football is super diverse, and I'd say there's a lot of just like African American fast like strong, and then there's like the white offensive line, like you know what I mean, like
Mm,
and there's a lot of differing political beliefs I think in a locker room, and it
definitely.
obviously
A
that
lot.
which is why there's always a lot of football drama and beef.
Well,
So
and I think you consider I think a locker room in football. I think locker rooms in all sports are very important, but there's like 53 guys in that locker room, so it's a lot of
yeah.
bodies, and you know, Super Bowl teams often have great culture, and that's what a lot of it comes down to. Like it will be interesting to see if there's culture issues in some of these locker rooms over over the vaccine. Like, hey
Hmm.
man, I really want you to get the vaccine because I think we have the chance to win a Super Bowl here, but a COVID outbreak could really mess something like that up, and it'll be interesting to see if that causes turmoil within locker rooms.
But yeah, I think anything when anything political makes its way into football, not like I think other sports it's different, but I think football it's a lot of mix and political beliefs, so it
Mm-hmm.
makes it tough in the locker room, which is why a good culture in the locker room and people that put that stuff aside sort of they win more because like different sport like basketball there might be a lot of this similar beliefs, baseball similar beliefs, even though they might be different from each other in sports. It's a lot of similar faces, similar beliefs, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
You have anything for us to know? Anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Well, thank you guys for watching or listening, whatever platform you guys have tuned into this episode. We're definitely gonna be back more often. as we continue to go through the summer here. Definitely check out the hype video in the description below, as well as I guess Noah wants to hear who the listeners think is right.
Yeah, can we do a poll or something? Like,
All right.
how does
Yeah,
that work?
I can
We'll
figure
work
something
on it.
out.
We'll work on it. All
So
right.
until next time, thank you guys and have a great rest of your day.